everybody, welcome back to another episode of Reviewing with Yoza Planet, where I, Yoza Planet, video game coach, I review people's gameplay and I teach them how to improve. You'll notice a couple of things. One, I will sound a bit different through this video. I had allergy shots today, that is why. Two, I have a variation of the old avatar. This is mainly because most people I knew were complaining about it, and I also wasn't personally satisfied with it. I like the robot idea. I think in its current iteration it doesn't really work, so I basically just took the old one that I had and threw on a clipboard and a little megaphone thing. Epilepsy warning for the future, because the flashing image can be unsettling for certain people. But yeah, anyways, so we are back with a slightly different, we are back with Project Remix, the game that I usually do competitive watches. I watch the competitive matches and I analyze them. This is not that. This is, in fact, something I did with a shotgun, a person who played like a very hypermobile shotgun thing, where I review their gameplay of a specific person. In this case, it is one of my friends who is named Ace of Space. They play actually very different, well, somewhat different from the shotgun. They play a weapon called paintball gun, which is a sort of, it's like a it's the closest thing this game has to a bolt action sniper rifle as a usable non-ultimate ability weapon. And it rewards good aim and good precision, and it highlights people that you hit so you can track them down and chase them for kills. Ace of Space does not play like that. He does not play backline sniper. Instead, he tends to play quite close to enemies. In fact, it's very interesting, and usually what he does is that he takes advantage of a lot of movement tech and high mobility abilities to get around the map and to bait people into fighting him, where he can just chunk them down with high bursts of damage. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, and yeah, let's get into it. Also, this is not an actual match. This is practice. This is practice games they were running. So
I mean, you can try anti-heal.
Yeah. Man, I really hope I don't get any ads. Okay, actually, here we go. This is perfect. We'll get to see his build.
You can try anti-heal, like timeout.
Alrighty, so, oh, he's playing minigun in this first game. Okay, so minigun is minigun. Think heavy from Team Fortress 2. If you don't know what that is, I'm sorry for your loss. He does play paintball gun. Yeah, he plays it later on after this game, it seems. Okay, so, minigun, basically tanky, be an enemy's face, like chip damage weapon, and he has an interesting build here. He has hop, which might not seem very good with minigun, because minigun slows you down when you're shooting it, but in fact I suspect this is because he's going to be using with wall hops, which is a form of movement tech that exists in this game, where you can like kind of fling yourself off of a wall to get a ton of mobility. And then hop, what that does is that it's a double jump. What the game doesn't tell you about this double jump is that it carries your momentum, so you can like reset how much you're falling and get bonus distance from that. It's also good to just kind of like in general fighting to mess up people's aim. And he has flight, and this is I suspect he has flight to chase down enemies mostly. Because a minigun, as I said before, you slow it down when you're shooting it, which means that you can't really get around much.
There's one in top left as well.
Okay. So, bit of an odd spawn here.
Oh, I'm dead already.
He's in the middle of the enemies here. And yeah, his team starts struggling a bit because, yeah. Okay, so yes, I was correct. He's using flight with this build because flight lets him keep firing minigun as long as he's holding down the button while he starts the ability, and it launches him a bit, and it also gives him temporary free flight.
Yeah, we gotta get on point.
Which, as you can imagine, for a weapon like minigun, which wants to stay on target, because in this game, staying on target with a minigun refunds ammo, so you can just keep firing as much as you want. Yeah, it's pretty beneficial.
Derby's on there, Derby's on.
Reloading.
All right. So far, aside from the perilous spawn, which
I'm coming over to you.
You're dead.
not great, he's actually been doing pretty decent so far.
This person's fucking good.
He's chasing down the
Should I
katana.
run lockouts since there's,
I don't know if chasing that katana is the best idea.
Yeah, probably run
like, I mean, it does pressure them to keep them away from the rest of the team, but I don't know. I think.
The tank's half.
I'm reloading.
Tank's low.
Actually, hold on. This might get him killed.
Can we?
Yeah, actually, I think it does.
Debbie,
Oh no,
reload.
almost. It almost
Debbie
gets him killed. Okay, so here's what happens.
Love.
Basically, So here you can see he's chasing after the katana, and he spends this good chunk of time here. Like, he doesn't really have much else to do. Well, I mean, he could pressure the people on point to prevent them from moving forwards, but instead he decides to shoot towards the katana.
Yeah,
And
probably
then
run
he
lockout.
moves in, which gives him a bit of time to move forward, and then he focuses on this guy. Is it terrible? No, it prevents this guy, this person from moving forward and, like, backstabbing him, like, figuratively. What it does do is that it takes his attention from the, everybody else in front of him, which is a much higher priority because, for a couple of reasons. One, because a minigun
yeah,
is
probably run
a
lockout,
minigun. You're not, as you can see, he's doing barely any damage here, and he's also losing more ammo than he's actually gaining, even though he's actually hitting the person. Two, it keeps him distracted. He's doing barely any damage. He's not getting any ammo back, which means that he's going to have to reload, which is downtime that enemies can capitalize on. And it also leaves, it basically means he's not outputting any pressure, so the enemy team can move forward and can either try and kill him or kill his allies or push the cart forward, and his team has lost a large source of damage. And, hold on.
I'm reloading.
And then, more importantly, what it does is that it kept him distracted, which is the worst, which is the most dangerous part of this, because suddenly he takes about 100-something damage from this grenade launcher, which is really bad, because if any of their other weapons, like if they had any range weaponry here, even something like Tommy gun, burst rifle, even like a shotgun here, they just shoot vaguely in your direction and you are dead.
I'm reloading.
Or their tank player, if they were paying attention here. Actually, you can see the ET death behind him is actually trying to shoot him and is actually shooting him in the back here. And had this staff of life been a bit faster, they could have gotten the quick kill on him.
Rippy dead.
So
You're south.
Yep.
I get why he went for it, but like, I mean, if there's someone else you can have, if there's someone else you can delegate the responsibility of dealing with ET death, that's ideal. If not, I get it, but just kind of be aware of what the timing is. You can also just fire a couple shots in their direction and then turn your back on them and try and put cover between you and them. I think there is. Okay,
I'm not gonna be able to chase.
Spot because the only cover against the ET death, who is down here, is right here, which puts you in the eyes of everybody else who's in this very large area here, which is less than ideal. So it is kind of a it's like some lesser of two evils thing. But actually no, that's a lie. He could have gone to his left here, like on this ridge here, or on the bridge, or behind this tree section, everything, which gives him some cover to work with, but more importantly, it keeps him out of the eyes of the ETD. And even if they do, so it makes it harder for them to hit him, and if they do hit him, they either lose a bit of damage, or they're just hitting less shots because he's further away.
You're south.
Yep. I'm not gonna be able to chase him. Reloading.
Yeah.
Derby's low, Derby's low.
Dead. Yuri's on top.
Okay, the Geo's behind you.
Deal.
guys.
Alright.
Deal.
That's
Yo,
the
Dad.
grenade launcher. They do manage to get the kill, which is good.
Slurpee at the edge of the bridge.
Yeah. I don't know where Yuri is right now. I don't know where
Okay. Yuri is the name of the
Yuri-
ET death player.
they're
trying
far.
to keep tabs on
They're
them.
far. Okay. This
They're spawning.
Dude, cheat.
Alright, so it looks like Red has regrouped here.
You're going all the way over there.
The team is scattered, and so they're trying to
Derby is on my
reorganize. Yeah, like I get he's going for like a suppressive fire kind of thing, which would be all right if the person was low health to prevent health regeneration. But
Rippy
like,
half.
shooting
You
these
better.
people is a lot more important
running
than
Storm
shooting
Veil.
the person
I
at a
kill 6
distance
Slurpee.
for
6
2
Slurpee's dead. They
damage.
have no support.
Reloading.
Because yes, minigun does 2 damage at
I could
that
pop Faye.
like, distance.
And if we need it.
Okay, 6 Slurpees on
Wow,
Don't know
that
Oh,
is solid.
don't know that.
Congratulations. This is actually why he takes high climb, because he can pull off stunts like this,
6
which
Slurpees on
and,
Oh,
actually,
don't know that.
you should not be able to do this thing with a several ton or like a several 100-pound weapon. But because Meal has questionable decisions about balancing, you can pull off wall hops and do stuff like that and gain a lot of distance
Katana.
Yuri's on
with
bridge.
something.
Oh, I need to.
Okay.
Oh,
Need to.
God, I'm shit dead.
Oh, this is a bad spot to be in. He's hurt, and the rest of his team is hurt, and he's being pressured by the Katana, who is the enemy's flanker, as well as their long-range player. So that's the long-range
Yuri-
player
oh,
who
crap.
just died.
They're running
Or
one.
they just died
Well.
too. Let's see. Could you have played this
Don't know
a bit
that.
better? maybe
Tank side, tank side.
not bad. This is
Like it-
alright.
Katana.
You were
on
sticking
bridge.
too close to
Oh,
this
I need to.
to the other person here.
Oh my
Yo.
god.
You should like I get it. Your minigun, you want to like kind of be like a pseudo tank, get in enemies'
Like
faces and everything. However, if you see that the katana is going to drop down behind cover here, which they are about to, so out of your line of sight, and you know that they've just killed one of your targets, as you can actually see up here in this thing, and you
There's 6 Slurpees.
hear them call it out actually.
General low.
Dude.
General dead.
Tank side, tank side. Tank side.
Better get.
He sees them kill with the katana, which means the katana has full charges on its dash, because katana has 3 dashes that apply DOT bleed that also heal the katana, because yes. But the point is,
Katana.
if you know
Based on
that
Drake.
if you know that one of your allies is about to be a target of a katana,
On
General low.
your dash kind of just
Dude.
goes
General
through
dead.
everything. You can't really like face tank it or block it unless you're running barrier shield. You're not running barrier shield. So best thing you can do here: sit back, wait, fire as they're going through. If you had some kind of crowd control ability, like let's say you had like star fragment or tranquilizer or javelin or something like that, then yes, definitely try and interrupt them as they're going for your
Katana?
ally. Maybe like try and like get their attention to lure them towards you to then get the kill and everything. But otherwise,
bridge.
kind of just stay out of the way. Minigun struggles a lot with survivability because you're a very slow target and you're very slow target and you're a very obvious target. You're loud. You fire a lot of very obviously traceable bullets. It's kind of
Better get Katana.
easy to shoot you. So instead of being right here, you could have been a bit more to your right here and everything. And that means that there's a good chance that the katana is going to go after your shotgun player. I think this is what this person has. And doing so, does this mean that there's a chance that they kill the shotgun? Yes. However, this also means that the katana player is going to spend more time next to the shotgun, which is good because shotgun wants to be in people's face, and because of the incredibly high amount of damage that shotgun can output. Even if the katana managed to land one more dash on them and heal up the bit of health and maybe get the shotgun to low or dead, the amount of damage that you've been able to output in this time because you're not being attacked, and the chance and the opportunity that you're giving the shotgun to attack the katana as they're chasing them, means that there's a good chance you could have definitely
Here's some
absolutely
bridge.
killed this guy instead of putting both of you at low health,
need
which
to-
then means that
Yo.
katana has to back away, of course, but then that means that your codex is suddenly struggling, which means that suddenly when you get chased out and you have the rest of the enemy team appear here, you instead of being at full health here, which admittedly your codex could have tried to heal you up a bit more, that's true,
Thank you.
but still, here you're not at full health here, which means that when you go around this corner, if your codex had healed you for 2 or 3 bursts, then you would have actually survived, and there's a good chance you would have managed to kill the
Crap.
ET death, and then maybe gone on to kill
Don't
the
explode, though.
maybe gone on to kill the grenade launcher.
Oh my god.
But
I'm going
yeah.
for a 6 slurpee.
You mending?
Gary's tap. Gary's tap.
You're playing a bit too aggressive with minigun,
Okay.
which do you want to play
Nice,
aggressive
nice,
with
nice,
minigun?
nice.
Yes, but not to this extent.
I'm trying to get you, I'm sorry.
It's fine, it's fine.
6 Slurpees.
Pressure tank. Pressure tank.
Okay,
I'm
Stagger
dead.
them. Stagger them. We're dead. Nice. Katana's on me. Katana's on me.
7.
all right. So he's being chased by the katana,
Yuri's
which is
unchecked on
to be
point.
We need
expected.
a point.
We need to hop back on it.
Crap.
I'm gonna
You
shoot
mending?
a
I'm
6
popping
slurpee.
Faye.
I'm
Alright,
just using
here he uses
stall.
his
Code one.
ultimate.
It's okay.
It's a remix technically. I'm just gonna call it an ultimate for the sake of
Tank is
simplicity.
like
The
low.
main reason was A, stall the point,
Mending? I'm popping Faye.
because I believe from the footage we hear them say that they used face circle, which is like a oh no, it was their
I'm just using
it was their
stall.
ally
Code
they used. Oh
code
yeah, it
one.
was their ally. Okay. I suspect they
That's
used
okay.
this mainly to clear off all of the enemies from the points because they had full health and they were grouped up. And this, if it doesn't outright kill the enemy team, it
Tank is,
does
like, low.
split them up long enough
I'm
to
trying-
either
I help you.
to A, get them off the point, and then B,
Got
chase
it,
them
got
down
it, got it.
for either kills or to waste their
Got it, got
time.
it.
Okay, just try to get back
Which,
part.
as you can see, is working because
That's
now
not
they
it.
only
Stay
have
closer to it.
30
Only
seconds left on the
30
clock.
seconds.
Try to get Lurpy.
I'm gonna stay
Lurpy.
behind the lake.
Nice.
Apologies. Sorry about that. That was a Steam
Dead.
message.
Reloading.
I'm dead.
Yeah. I don't get those often.
Okay, guys. So
that's okay. The sound bite
Nice.
issue has been fixed. Apologies if you get dude.
Going for you, going
If
for
you
you.
think it's something else. Okay, yet again, this is the exact same problem reoccurring here, except this time it's with one of
If
the
you can.
Codex Phoenixes. I know they look like fairies. It's because the person has a special skin on. Now,
I'm going for you,
Like-
going for you.
I get where you're going with this. If you're playing shotgun, this would make sense. If you're playing, not PBG, but if you're playing shotgun, this makes sense. If you're playing the default version of slingshot, this also makes sense. With minigun, you're kind of just asking to take a lot of damage
Get on
here.
the point if you can.
Despite being a very
Got
strong
you, got
weapon,
you,
you
got
don't
you.
have the sheer damage output
Nice.
to cut down the person as they're
Nice
attacking,
hyper.
and you're basically just setting up a chance for them to get 2 targets to get bleed damage on, which means they heal double instead of just healing the normal amount. Which means that basically by playing this aggressive and by trying to block their way and being directly in front of them, you're actually making it harder for you to kill them, which means that there's a good chance they either end up killing you, so they either end up putting you in a terrible position which compromises your team and lowers your team's resources, kills you, kills your team, or kills you and your team, and then possibly pushes the objective and manages to get the win.
Nice.
I really, red team has lost this match here.
Thomas did.
They popped.
We killed Geo and we win. Nice.
Yeah, they
Nope.
Okay, there.
almost.
Over
the
here.
person's on.
Try to get the soul.
Oh, they're tanks low, they're tanks low.
Try to get soul. Try to get soul.
Oh no, red pop their used their healing ultimate.
21 seconds. We need to
You're
get
on me.
this shit.
Oh
I
god.
got picked.
Oh
Just try
yeah.
to stall.
Oh god,
Crap. You're.
And
You
then
got
they
me.
get cut down. Yeah.
oh, we're going.
Yeah, the helo is really strong if the
Yeah,
person has
they
good
get
aim,
okay.
and
That's okay.
the person with helo is their sniper
Alright.
player, so
Regroup,
yeah, they have
regroup.
pretty good aim.
I have their area of support on
You're
me.
dead.
I'm not gonna lie.
Dead.
Dead.
Crap. Oh, the
Okay,
fucking
we might need to get
back.
back on mine. We might need to get
Unfortunate, same thing
back on
again.
mine.
You're just you're not spacing well with a minigun. It could be, I think Ace doesn't really use minigun much,
Okay,
which
you're
is
dead.
most likely a reason. But
You're in
I mean,
I'm with you, Dog.
realistically, given what I know about how you play paintball gun, and from what we'll see later, you can stay pretty much at the same distance, if not just like a tiny bit closer, especially, or like a tiny bit closer, but not any closer, especially since you're running mobility, like a double mobility minigun. If you're running Barbaric Roar, if you're running like kind of like a super tanky minigun setup, something like that, okay, yeah, I can understand. If you're running minigun with like a lot of like crowd control tools, it's like Starfrag, Megawatt Fencing, I don't know if anyone plays Megawatt Fencing plus minigun. I'm gonna have to try that on my own time, but whatever. Point is, if you're playing something like that where you have either like an ally to heal you, some way to get health back yourself, some way to reduce incoming damage and everything, then yeah, you can face tank everything. But right now, if you have all of this mobility, you might as well use it to get into positions and keep a distance from enemies. Something that, like, it's a luxury that normal minigun doesn't have, so you might as well take the maximum of it. You want to be not in people's face, but on the sidelines, in people's flank, because minigun does a lot of damage, and if
Going
you're
a little bit.
playing as a
Reloading,
flanker,
reloading,
you're a
Ellie.
lot more dangerous than like a slingshot, for example. Depends on the slingshot player, but still.
Okay.
This ironically enough, this is a perfect example of
Going a
what I'm
little bit.
talking about, because normally with minigun, you probably want to sit here. You want to like frontline tank for your team. You're gonna sit in this like little region here, take all of the damage and everything. And Ace proceeds to do none of that,
Reloading, Ellie.
and proceeds to take advantage
Okay.
of his mobility. Well, it was a
I
jump
just
pad
Try to
here,
get Lurpy.
but no, as you can see here,
Alright.
he's running in
Lurpy
and
dead.
he's buying time with his mobility, which is perfect. This is exactly
Minigun
what you
low.
want to do. You've managed to push out the tank, which means your team
Minigun
can
not low anymore.
focus on the
Good point.
Need help on
katana right
Katana.
there.
Take Katana.
Admittedly, it kind of goes south,
Big up.
but still, this is what you should be doing. You need to do more of this. Unfortunately, red team managed to get the checkpoint,
Oh my god, their tank just blocked all my shots, man.
but yeah, this is kind of going south. Let's see if they manage to pull it
Oh,
back.
there, you're dead.
All right,
We need
their
to get 'em
sniper
pointing.
player, long range player is dead. Right. This is good. This is demonstration. You're using movement to force enemies to split up, and you're buying time.
Alright, Lurpy
I
dead.
actually hate that bad hammer so much, dude.
This is not great. You have the payload as cover. You also have the small walls.
Man,
You
One more
can't.
trick,
You
one-
really should have just
much, dude.
kind of gone for the lowish health target in front of you here.
Annoying with that shield, man. One more
Especially
extra,
because
watch out,
you.
watch out.
Oh, it was the tank.
Okay.
Still, no, you
Okay,
could
okay.
definitely.
Get on point.
Katana low, katana low.
Get on point.
Alrighty, nice.
Wait for 6 Slurpee. 6 Slurpee dead. 6 Slurpee dead.
Yes.
Katana's low. They're running right now. They're
We got
somewhere
on
up there.
point. We
Yeah, you're not getting.
I'm gonna go up and pressure.
Okay.
Watch
I mean,
out, watch
this
out,
is
watch out.
terrible, actually. This is
Yes,
good. You're
I'm
using your mobility.
giving you some pressure, but I can't go in there with you. Okay.
Yuri's over there.
Okay, I'm-
You need to back up. You need to back up. Okay, I
Nice,
killed
you managed to take
Lurpy.
down-
I killed Lurpy.
Oh my god,
Take
Yuri's
down
on.
medic.
Yeah.
You need
Can
to,
you?
somebody needs to pressure Yuri out of
About
there.
mine?
They're coming from behind. I'm just gonna marble.
This is an incredibly amusing spot for marble because you
I can't
just
kill him fucking point.
you can technically bounce around on everything except because JC kills you can't. Thanks Roblox.
Can you try sitting on?
And then yeah, you just kind of get run over. Yeah,
Is anybody
your team really needed someone to go for the
killing Yuri?
Yeah, exactly as he's asking. Nobody's going for the sniper, which means that
Oh,
yeah, you kind of
shit,
just
they're
fall
probably
over.
Christ.
gonna die. I got this.
Unfortunate.
They're up today. Trying to help you out.
Not bad, but
Let's fight. I'm-
Alright, Yuri on me.
Stu-
let's. Whoa, what happened? Okay. I know
Maybe
that
low,
wasn't your
maybe dead.
fault,
Sophie's
but
dead.
still.
They have no support.
Did I get the banhammer?
Oh, he went
Banhammer?
portal. No, that was his portal. He went portal instead of flight.
Katana?
Yuri, behind you,
Katana?
behind you. Wait for Yuri.
Need
Yuri's
to
dead.
be
Yuri's
low.
dead. Yuri's
Okay,
dead.
this is good. Yes, this you need to do more of this. You're using movement to get around and to stall.
Fuck.
And even though you died, you managed to get the katana killed, which means that the grenade launcher is going to hopefully die right after. Yeah, they do. And what that means is that even if their tank and support make it on the point, they no longer have their DPS to work with them.
I'm just gonna
And
switch
this
to another hyper. I feel like another hyper will be good here.
Can we double on ult?
Yes.
Yes, you can. You can. You can.
Okay.
Alright, so they're just double checking that they can have two people using the same ultimate, and they can. So he decides, Ace decides to swap
Yeah,
to
Lurpy,
the
Lurpy.
hyper laser, which is basically just 4 really high damage bullets from a
Low.
Low.
portable rail.
That-
gun,
Oh my
basically.
Katana,
god, this
there's
person
katana.
lands every grenade.
Crap.
Wait for Yuri.
Yeah, you're playing too much in the front line, is what I'm seeing. You're playing very much on the front line when your build is absolutely not
Oh,
designed
no,
for. The front line is
no,
instead designed to be more
yeah.
flanker.
I'm swapping camera.
And yeah, you just get hunted.
Point.
Unfortunate.
Yuri
Okay.
killed me.
Okay, so overall, that was pretty good minigun gameplay. From what I saw, I don't know if you hadn't used that loadout much, or if, yeah, mostly that. If you hadn't used the minigun much, or if you've used minigun much but you haven't used loadout specifically much. But as I was mentioning in the Ari video, I think, if your loadout is built to specialize in one thing, for example, yours is specializing in mobilities, the shotgun players was specializing in very quick, very point A to point B mobility, stuff like that. Maximize that. Have that be your main goal. There are there moments where you need to sub in other roles. Sometimes you need to be a temporary tank. Sometimes you need to chase down a low health target. Yes, but otherwise, what you should constantly be looking for is opportunities to get maximum value of all your abilities. And in this case, with your flanker minigun, that would be to get behind the enemies, to get on their side and pressure them, to distract the attention of their support, so they have to call over another damage, and they have to call over one of their DPS players to deal with you and everything, stuff like that. You have all of the stuff to work with it. Does that mean you'll get less kills? Probably. Does that mean you'll die a bit more? Probably. But still, it means that there's a higher chance of winning because you're getting maximum value out of your build and what it's designed for.
Okay.
First,
Okay.
Now this is, here we'll see him playing paintball gun, which, as I mentioned before, bolt action, projectile, sniper-ish weapon. He's,
Okay.
he kind of just gets ambushed here
They're
by,
slamming.
I'm
Yuri killed me.
immediately getting. Oh,
he gets ambushed, which is unfortunate.
Yuri killed me.
And his loadout is a portal pair, which is this portal thing, and lockout box, which basically disables enemies and opponents' abilities. It's a pretty good combo. He can use portal pair to get in on an opponent, also escape an opponent, and then lockout box basically prevents them from using any escape abilities, any movement abilities, any damage abilities, everything, which means that he has
Yuri's in
the
Tila.
edge in a fight.
Ah, fuck, I didn't get the days. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I'm on.
Here
I'm on
he's
point.
hunting down their sniper
I'm not
player,
having any healing now.
and then now he's just kind of he's throwing out on points
Yeah, you're not
because
gonna
the
live long.
area of effect of the thing,
Yeah.
as you can see, it's really big. There's basically there's a good chance there's gonna be someone here. If there's someone here, the box is probably gonna be.
Okay. No one's.
And yeah, as you can see here, he uses the portal to get out early. And then he uses wall hopping to get even more distance in case someone was and proceeds to chase him.
Okay, let's group up. Let's group up. Let's group up. Let's
Yuri's
group
on
up.
me.
Let's
Yuri's on
group
me.
up.
Yuri's on me.
Okay.
Crap.
He almost
did
gets
we
killed.
go in
That
and-
was the right thing to do there, aside
On
from maybe like standing on the
650?
tree. But
Okay.
not bad.
I'm running for my life. God damn it. Alright. I got Yuri distracted.
You? I don't know what you're doing.
Alrighty.
Try to get Banhammer.
Here he spawns in next to his tank to act as
Van
like,
Hammer's very
damage
low.
support.
They're dead.
Manages to secure the kill.
I'm on
Very
point.
good.
There.
And oh wow, nice.
Get point. Push point.
Yeah, this
Push
is part of this is
Push
why
point. Try to get.
he's really this is why he uses PBG paintball gun
Burpee?
and why it's also so strong is that
Burpee
the
He's
ability
very
to
low.
kind of
Nice,
just
they're
like
dead.
start and participate in fights from anywhere on the map
Katana's
is
on bridge
really
there.
strong,
Don't-
and the zoom also makes it easier
We
to
having
hit
one with
shots and see what's going on.
Oh, wait, where's
Because with something like ET Death, which is the weapon that the enemy has been using, you don't get a zoom, so you have to just
Yeah.
either have a really, really good monitor and very low field of vision, or just kind of gamble.
They're all right over there. Two of them. Yuri's up there.
Standpoint.
Here he's kind of running in to try and hunt down
I'm on 6 life.
this guy. I don't think this is a really good idea, especially since you lose this fight every time out of every. Mainly just because they have higher damage output, and also I don't know if you've seen their build, if you've realized if they've changed build or not, and everything. You know, and we've seen before that they have the gain bonus health over time, and the regenerate or the healing dash also means
Crap.
that any
1/6
damage
life.
you get on them is probably going to be
Ah.
mitigated.
I ran in.
Oh my God, he's on fucking.
All right.
I'm dead.
Yuri's like
Very
pretty
half.
low.
He's going for trying to chase this
I can
person right
fucking
now.
Safe. I'm not the only one on point
semi-successfully.
They even have it.
right now. Only one
I'm
on
pushing
point.
point. I'm pushing point.
There,
Yeah.
6 lippy's dead.
Wing screen.
Katana's
alright.
low.
I'm dead.
Unfortunately,
I'm
I
dead.
think
Katana's
that
dead.
the other person,
Getting GL.
Hammer's on me.
the person with the ET death, just has
Gil's
a
dead.
There we go. Got
more
on
one.
damage output unless you manage to catch them off,
Should be a good point.
catch them on an off angle like that, which is pretty good.
Yeah, nice.
They're over there. Some.
Yeah, just fight over there.
They all
no,
four of them are over
it's
there.
not
Four of them
actually
are over
We
there.
got checkpoint.
Terrible. It's a pretty good lockout box because it basically means
We
that
got
the
checkpoint,
tank
we
is
got
just
checkpoint.
you get free damage on the tank. And then the tank
Slamming
proceeds
with
to.
Lippy.
Actually, yeah, you can see here
Healing you.
they
healing
almost managed to actually
I'm-
kill
Oh
the
my
tank,
God, he's one.
and that's because they.
Health. I'm going to blow.
So many people low.
Banhammer's dead. Katana slammed.
I'm making.
I'm coming to help you
Just keep
out.
pushing,
Keep
keep
low.
Even though
You're very low.
Ace isn't getting
Take
as
very
many
low.
kills this time, he is definitely doing.
He
pop fang.
He's helping his team out,
Get back through it.
and they're actually making some progress. It's a bit
Come on,
messy,
down.
and I think they're on a
I'm dead,
like
there's
they're
no way,
on
there's
horse
no way.
pace, which means they might
I'm so
lose
dead, I'm
due
so
to
Yuri's
time.
dead.
But
Katana's on me.
Couldn't do
Katana's on me.
GL.
Trying to treat it.
yeah,
There's lockout.
Gil's dead. Katana's
alright,
dead.
good shot.
Kill Banhammer.
Despite him having what
So-
could technically be qualified as a sniper weapon, him playing this close
Still
to
a
the enemy
reload?
actually makes sense. Not only does he have lockout box, he has the portal ability, which means that in case he gets in any trouble whatsoever, he can kind of just bail out of a fight. Now, obviously, people can chase him through the portal, but then he can kind of just play ring around the rosy until his allies arrive, or he deals enough damage to either convince the person to back away and leave the fight, or just do flat out kill.
Lippy's on cell by the way now. Lippy low.
You're
Alright.
dead. You're dead.
And yeah, as
Okay,
you
great,
can
nice.
see him just kind
Try
of
to delay
Kill
tank.
the Banhammer. Kill the Ban.
Katana. Katana
you
low.
can see him
Katana low.
just kind of like prepping kills
Oh.
for his allies.
They're in house.
He gets one or two shots off on them, and then his
Oh,
allies.
Sam.
Katana's in
kills
house.
afterwards.
Katana's in upper house.
No one's on point. No one's on point.
Yep. And as you can see, that's an exact demonstration. He got
Enemies dead.
slammed, so he uses portal repair to get out of it, and he takes the opportunity to chase down their healer.
They pop. They pop. They pop. There.
Just get out. Just get out. Just get out. Just get out. Wait, it's out. It's out. Watch out. Watch out. There's mines there. What mines there?
Luckily, they managed to skip the mines, which is
They're
very
on that
convenient.
bridge.
I'm going
There's
bridge.
a lot of them.
And here he's using pinks kind
Up
of
there.
a lot
There's
of
a lot of them
the
up there.
enemies are, which is smart. And
I'm running in.
Katana on me.
Katana's on me. Kill Katana.
nice.
Yuri's on me.
Nice,
Heal
nice,
dog.
nice.
I ulted them.
You're good, you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
Get point. We need
That might be overkill, but
point.
honestly,
We should
I'm
push
getting,
point.
I'm getting it.
okay, that might have
Is there anyone I
definitely
can
been
Go
overkill.
back. Oh,
Ah, crap.
Yeah, that was probably an overkill.
Push him, Rippy.
honestly.
Rippy low.
Around the
But-
lake, around
Nice,
the lake.
Rippy
nice,
low.
nice.
There's
Then
one
again-
around the lake.
No, but I think
Wait,
yeah,
where'd you-
maybe you should
I
have
can
actually
kill?
saved
Both
that
of them.
ultimate.
Katana on me.
Katana's on me. Kill Katana. Yuri's on me.
You could have just kind
I
of
ulted them.
thrown down lockout box and gun either for headshot or body shot. Even if you die, you had your ally here to
You're good, you're good,
help
you're
you
good.
clean up, and then you could have saved your ultimate for
Spawning
Rippy
around
low?
the lake.
well about now really,
On top of the
Keep
bridge.
pushing. I
Oh,
can do
God.
anything. You're
or
good, you're good, you're good.
more specifically
Pushing,
right
pushing,
now because
Good.
you have everybody lined up here, and that is
I
pretty
wait.
much the
crap,
perfect
I'm
conditions
dead.
to use the hyper laser because it pierces through targets. So if
We
you
good,
hit
we
one
good.
person, you can still go
Rub,
through
we good,
the
rub,
second
mid,
and
mid.
the
We need
third
to
and the
regroup.
fourth.
We need to regroup. Yep. Wait, I'm probably gonna be last spawn. Wait for me.
But it is doable.
Wait, I
I'm
didn't
going
push
in.
it.
This is a fat ass slam.
Okay,
I got lockout on point.
I
Alright.
blinded it.
Solid
Hammer's dead.
lockout.
Feel slammed.
Watch out for Yuri. Yuri's on the long bridge.
Yeah.
I have Faye. Get on point.
Six Lippy's dead.
Alrighty. Here you can
Katana's
see him,
one.
he's just kind of stalling out. He knows that if he runs into the building, he'll most likely get shot first, and then
Alright, you
Um,
go, good chick.
the ET death has a higher
Katana's dead. I can kill.
DPS or damage potential than
You're on point.
paintball
GL.
gun does,
Half.
Oh, go back.
which means that he will lose in a flat out fight. So.
Banhammer's low. Banhammer's
This
dead.
is pretty good actually.
I don't know where Yuri is right now.
He's playing
Push it.
aggressive. He's playing aggressive enough to make the lockout
Keep it-
box
keep it-
work,
keep it.
and he has
Oh, low.
obviously he has good enough aim to also make it work. But he's using his portals to line up lockout boxes and to chase down low health
Yuri's
targets.
chasing me.
Unfortunately, his loadout is lacking a bit of sustain
On point,
and
pop.
healing.
You know
Although
what?
he
Get Yuri,
does
get
get
Yuri,
that
get
from
Yuri.
his allies.
Nice.
Good shit, good shit, good shit,
And
good shit, good shit.
We can't.
Back off. They have Faye. Try to get the katana maybe.
I
Nope.
think Faye's
yeah,
over.
here
can back
he's
out.
just kind of stalling because they have an
I'm dead.
ultimate running right now.
Banhammer's on me.
I'm running away.
Yeah, so he's just kind
Retreating
of
with you
waiting.
guys.
This Katana's just
Katana low. Katana low.
Katana's on
Nice,
me,
nice, nice.
okay.
Now ready?
Try to get
Alright,
Slurpee
just
first.
push him
I'm about to get
with my slam.
Lockout on point.
I'm on 6 Slurpee.
Now ready?
Healing you, I-Dog, healing you.
Try to get Lurpy. Lurpy low. Lurpy low. Nice,
Six
nice.
Slurpee's dead.
Banhammer.
Good
Banhammer.
lockout.
Kill the-
Make sure to
kill the
push point.
The thing about lockout is that even if it doesn't actually hit or if it's not directly affecting anybody, most people don't want to stand in the area because you lose all your abilities, and abilities are, for better or for worse, the majority of a loadout's power in this game. So even if it's not directly affecting someone, it does zone them out, and it creates an area where they really don't want to stand, which you can use
Push point.
Nice.
Push point.
split up
Good
teams.
shit.
Katana over here. Katana over here. I'm gonna try to stagger them.
They shouldn't have
They're
one,
hiding.
just keep-
Fantastic wall hopping lets him get close and lets him get out of the fight, and then he can use his portal to kind of
Grenade
get
launcher
some
low.
distance and
Dead.
Dead.
mostly
Oh my
get
god,
distance.
standpoint, stay on point.
And he
Barrel
can also
slam.
So
chase
low.
Probably tight.
Hammer's
Oh,
dead.
Katana's on me. Katana's on me.
Yuri's on laser sight front. Katana low. Katana low. Katana low.
Katana's low. Go. Oh shit.
Nice.
You
Yuri.
He almost
Okay.
got the medic, but even if
I just pushed, just push, just push.
I have Faye.
Lurpy dead.
Get on point.
Nice.
Okay,
I
hey, good job.
think we won that. Let me count. Let me count.
They're
They're going.
6 Slurpee.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Get on point.
Oh, he trimmed the footage. Wonderful. Okay. Alrighty. Reflections on game 2. I should have a notepad for this. I don't think I'm gonna write it down though, because this is not the kind of usual game I do, or the kind of usual stuff I review. Oh, contemplate it. Overall, you're playing pretty good from what I saw from this. Your loadout is fairly decent for what I'm seeing. You are lacking a bit of sustain, which is mostly due to having lockout instead of or it's mostly due to your abilities. And also choosing to run something like using the perk that boosts wall hops instead of something that give you bonus survivability. I mean, it's pretty good from what I've seen. You're playing well, you're getting into fights at a decent enough time, and you're also, like, fighting well enough to, like, buy time.
One point.
Okay,
They're
yeah,
going.
they
They're
all.
going through.
Is that in the video?
Oh.
Alright.
I really hope that's in the video.
I'm on point.
Okay,
They're
yeah,
going-
they all.
they're
Yeah,
going through
okay,
tunnel.
that ping is in the video.
They're just being through.
Shame on you, Ace, for
Tunnel.
leaving that in.
I'm on 6 Slurpee.
2 pings?
Yuri's.
6 Slurpee's dead.
Actually, those might have been
Support.
me.
I'm
Yours
so I don't know.
dead.
Anyways, okay, let's see. So he's spawning in over
Oh,
here.
Was.
Oh.
He's spawning
Alright.
in. It's a bit far away, but it actually makes sense because he has portal over here, which
I'm
means
on
he can
point.
get on point directly,
Yeah,
They're
yeah
going-
they all
they're going to-
and he can get a bit
Tunnel.
of starting damage. He then throws
They're
lockout
just
box
being-
to basically, as I said before,
Tunnel.
stall them
Star
out,
speed.
buy some time for his team, and he
One
decides to
sec,
chase down Yuri.
Yuri's.
Um,
Flip is dead. They have no support. I'm
Yuri's
and
dead.
then he manages to clean up the kill alongside his allies. Now his team is struggling a bit on
Drop two.
points, but it does look like the lockout
Lockout
box.
on
The first one he threw
point, lock
bought
on
them
point.
enough time, and yeah,
Derpy dead.
I'm
It-
gonna
But-
heal.
it lets him
I'm
get the
gonna
kill on the
heal,
tank,
Arcadian.
and
Going
then
under star
he
speed,
can.
going under star speed.
Wait,
Need healing. I'm just throwing lockout.
Derpy low.
Stay on
Gotta get
point,
Yuri.
gotta stay on point.
Yeah.
Get on point.
Going for Yuri, going for Yuri.
On the roof.
Need healing.
yeah. Wait.
Need healing.
The grenade launch.
Yuri's above.
Let's see if he adapts, because I've
You're dropped
noticed that the katana is starting to
Down.
play a lot more next
You're
to their
dropped down.
ET Death player, probably because Ace swapped to a paintball gun. So let's see if he adapts that and if he goes around it, because
Yuri is down.
now when he tries to chase down their ET Death player, he's
Well,
not
right
just
now-
dealing with ET
Alright,
Death,
throw
he's
it.
also dealing with the katana,
Throw it,
which
throw it.
is paintball gun tends to
Throw it,
struggle
star speed.
against. Most weapons tend to struggle against katana.
Got lockout.
Like this.
Right back up.
Alrighty.
Nice, nice.
Get star speed, GG.
Try to get Derpy.
I have ult already.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
How do I have ult?
Banhammer.
He's actually doing quite well.
I
for
did
what
reset
down.
remix charges.
I'm about to throw star speed. Or
Yeah.
star
Yeah,
speed.
just go.
Where's
That was a really
Where's
good
Yuri at?
wall hop. It got distance and also completely messed up
Is
the
it
aim
anyway,
of
yeah,
the sticky
remix.
grenade launcher,
Just
which means that he had enough time to line
stay
up
point,
a
stay point.
second and more accurate shot to actually kill
Just
them.
stay point? Yeah. Hilo, you stay on point. I'm trying to make sure.
I got 6 left. I got 6 left.
Alrighty. Here he's
Yuri's
doing
half.
high ground.
I
and he-
killed Yuri. I killed Yuri.
Like, we know.
Get the point. Someone get the point.
Thanks.
Someone get the point. Alright.
Alrighty.
I'll be able
This is pretty
to
good.
port a pair over
I
there.
have 2 on me. Yeah,
It's
two on
a
me, get
bit.
point.
It's a bit more like it's a bit further back than what we were seeing from the previous match, but there is enough high ground on this map to warrant that.
I'm going for point. I'm going.
And there's
for point. I'm not
also
going, I'm
a lot. Well, there's enough high ground to warrant that because it gives him better angles to throw lockout, to shoot people, to escape, and also with portal repair he can kind of just transition between high grounds at very
Yuri's-
low cost to
Solid point.
himself. Goes for lockout box on the point.
Here's a
Oh,
bow.
I thought the point was down here. Oops.
Alrighty.
Holy shit! How are we both alive? What the fuck?
because I have ult.
Alrighty.
Okay,
He's going
yeah,
for the
we can-
katana.
Katana low.
get that.
Katana low.
Unfortunately, the
Oh,
katana
Yuri's
is not
on
low
fucking
anymore.
shotgun.
And now you are in the face
Oh,
of...
Yuri is. Yuri's switched off. Okay. Okay.
You are... I've noticed that he's chasing kills a lot, which makes sense because he has a very, like, aggressive load and everything, but there are a lot of times where
Yeah,
he's chasing the katana, or the ET Death, despite the fact that both have a lot of healing options.
Oh yeah, I'm dead.
And even if they are low health, they
Okay,
are
we need to regroup.
isolated, which means that they're going to either A, heal up by the time you get to them and you can shoot them, and by getting to them, you're using up your mobility option, or you're giving away your positioning, or 2, so either they've healed up, or they have an ally next to them, which is what we've been seeing with the ET
I'm up here
Death
with
next to the katana.
You. I'm up here with you. I'm up here with you.
I'm throwing-
Which
throwing,
means
throwing,
that-
throwing.
I have hyper laser. Should I start with hyper laser?
Throwing
Should I initiate?
star speed, throwing star speed.
Okay.
Alrighty,
Got-
he
using
gets
hyper.
1, he
Got
gets
2.
6 left is 1.
Need help,
and
need help.
he gets...
Going
Alrighty,
for
2
nade.
with a hyper laser to
Katana,
force
good
them
katana.
off point is not bad,
Good shit, good
actually.
shit, good
Guns
shit.
moving 10.
And
It
they
should
get
be on
the
point. It
katana.
should be on point. Okay.
Nice.
Skip points, skip points.
Yuri's up top. Yuri's up top. I don't know what they're doing.
I'm
They're up
gonna
there.
throw
They're
star
regrouping up
speed
there.
now.
They're regrouping up there.
He's taking the high ground, very good here, and he's going up here, even though this does leave him a bit exposed because,
Throwing
yeah,
lockout.
A, it gives him a good angle to throw
Back a
lockout
little.
box, even if it didn't make it,
Lit.
it's still
Throwing lockout.
a good
There you go,
intent,
lock.
and B, he has
Back.
portal pair,
Oh,
so he
there's new
can
point.
kind of just get out of there.
Lockout in 3,
Alright,
2.
throw, I'm gonna
whoop.
heal you. Oh wait, I almost.
1 6 left.
Oh, Yuri went shotgun.
Okay, you're
Okay.
in. Oh.
Alrighty, so good news, there's no longer another sniper for him to deal with. Bad news, there is now a very high close range damage option for him to deal with.
Yuri's
is
just,
much,
Yuri's not a
much
real
worse.
player.
There's Javits.
Katana stays. Katana's dead.
I have ult.
Alrighty.
Get on point.
Yeah, you
There's
can see him
Javits, I think.
taking the high ground here to try and land some
Uh,
damage on them. And here he's going for the
6 left is
support.
1. Someone hit him.
Tanks
I
popping.
got him.
Tanks popping.
Okay, that's good. We have like a massive point. lead.
Alright.
It's pretty
Not really a massive, but like,
Ah,
It's
I
pretty
should have
small.
gone in. Whoops.
I'm just over here.
This is
Okay,
not
they're all
terrible,
like,
actually.
they're all
He's,
like,
even though he is split up from his team, he is stalling. As you can see, he had the katana chasing him. Now he has the
New
shotgun
York,
chasing
maybe?
him. And what that does is that it splits up the team, which means that,
Hey,
I mean, it's less people for his allies to deal with.
come on, G.
Crap, I thought I...
Yeah, this is what I was talking about before. The chase a low health target, even though you don't really have any tools to make it work. I mean, he does try to go for a portal, but yeah, he just kind of gets gunned.
I thought I...
You gotta be careful, especially with this
I should have gotten
loadout.
that kill.
Oh
That was my
God.
fault.
Especially with this loadout, it does leave you very, it's very committal if you want to get a kill, and you're left with not much except wall hops, to get out of a fight, or, yeah, to get out of a fight, mostly, and that's not really great, so.
Right now, I guess we can
How do they have
start
Alright,
Artemis
now.
don't move in the zone.
Yeah, yeah. Start saving ult.
Alright. Zone moving, so he's just gonna sit here and kind of try and
Okay.
get the
Going over, going
katana
over,
as he waits, and yeah,
Start speeding.
he's on point already.
Watch out for katana. Watch out for katana.
I'm slamming Yuri.
I didn't get start
Dead.
speed. Okay, never mind. I got start
Yeah,
speed.
the katana keeps going for him, probably because he's the priority target. Also, I think because he hasn't had really great positioning here. Like, does he have an aggressive loadout? Yes. Unfortunately, paintball gun is still a slow bolt action
For katana.
sniper rifle in air quotes, which means that
Watch out for katana.
despite how strong it is and despite how good he is with it, because he is a very skilled paintball gun player, leagues better than I am, because I cannot aim. Even with that, you still are going to lose to shotguns, to katanas, and stuff like that. Now, with some of his other loadouts, which have things like anti-heal potion, with like dash and stuff like that, or like crowd control abilities,
slamming
like
Yuri.
star
I think
strike
it's
and everything.
Okay, never mind. I got start speed.
You can kind of just, you can shut down these, like, flank eruptions and everything. With this loadout specifically, even though it is designed in a way that has him want to, like, aggress and everything, there is a difference between being aggressive and being aggressive whilst shooting the enemy and being aggressive from a distance. For example, what am I talking about here? Well, the key part of this loadout, from what I'm seeing here, is, aside from the weapon here, which is paintball gun, is lockout box, because it is very powerful option. It basically shuts down the enemy's shields, shuts down the enemy's healing, damage, escape options, all that and everything. And he's playing Koth, or King of the Hill, which means that the enemies are going to be clumped up in one area, which means that you can get maximum value for this. Fantastic. Unfortunately, that means that also a good chunk of the value of your loadout and a decent chunk of the value of you as a player comes from lockout, because that is what you rely on. Yes, you have the paintball gun that deals a lot of damage, that can kill targets, clean up fights and everything, but still, aside from that, the lockout box is the next most valuable thing for your team, which means that you should be playing around the lockout box and not just using the lockout box as a way to soften up kills, because you have many other options that can do that. So why am I bringing this up? Well, as you've been noticing here, he's been taking a lot of very aggressive fights and putting himself in an angle as if he had like a pistol or slingshot or a weapon like that has either the health bonus, that either has the health boosts or the speed boosts or a secondary ability built into the weapon, to make up for that, and that lets it fight for itself, that lets it escape, that lets it, whatever the point is. Paintball gun doesn't have that, so what should he be doing? Well, instead of, as we see here, warping directly onto point, which is really a terrible idea for him, even aside from the fact that, if there's nobody else here, okay, that makes sense, but, did he want to rack up points? Yes, but still, you should not be the person to do this. You should, get on the point and, you could teleport to somewhere I don't know. Where would be a good area? Well, not right here.
Saving ult.
I wish it was easier to skim, sorry. Right here. So, he goes here, which puts him at the closest side towards the enemy and the most in the open. Instead, he could go right here, right next to this little wall here. He peeks out around the wall, he steps into the zone for a couple seconds, he sees someone running towards him, he goes around the wall. Suddenly he has cover, he has escape options, he can throw down a portal to somewhere and buy time and get there, and hopefully from there he can wall hop somewhere else, or even then he can just kind of anticipate the person, throw down a lockout box, and escape. Whatever the point is. And will his team get like 2-3 less points? Yes, but will they also keep him alive? Yes. And will he still be able to fight in the upcoming team fight? Yes. That's if that is if specifically he wanted to get if you wanted to get time on points. Let's say you don't really care about that, and this person decides to jump down onto point and everything. Then you take their position. This is a really good position for you. It gives you a full view of any surrounding area which you can portal to without problem. You have all of these walls and this cage that you can wall hop off of with zero issue whatsoever and everything. And even better, it gives you the perfect firing angle to shoot down on any exposed target or pretty much anybody down here with your gun, and more importantly, your lockout box, which means that if you throw down the box, suddenly you have a ton of exposed target, you land the shot on their support is now half health. One of your teammates cleans that up, suddenly they're down, the enemy team is down there healing. You hit the katana next, then you hit the shotgun because they swap place and everything. Even if you lose a couple team members and your lockout box doesn't really necessarily help much, like aside from getting the support killed, that creates a chaining series of effects that means that you will eventually end up winning the fight. Except you decide to not do that, and you go against what your loadout benefits
Watch
from
out for
the
katana.
most,
Watch out for katana.
and you get in a fight with this katana, which
I'm slamming Yuri.
you could have climbed up here.
I think it's alright.
Actually, you probably should have climbed up here. They don't have any long-range weapons anymore. The longest range option they have is sticky grenade launcher. You could have just climbed up here and waited, or climbed up and run to a health pack, or something like that, instead of trying to go for this katana. Because there's a very low chance you're going to actually be able to kill them.
I was just going unchecked.
And you have high climb, which lets you do a wall hop, and then still be able to climb up to the
I'm
I
wall.
trying.
died constantly to it.
Yeah.
There we go. Killed
Not
it for
bad.
you.
Start speeding.
The tank's low.
Killed
Okay,
Lurpy.
good.
Killed
Tank
Lurpy.
dead, tank dead.
We have a good opening here.
Katana slammed, dead.
Get katana.
There we go. This is what I'm talking about. You
Where's
take a good
katana?
position,
Katana,
it
okay,
shows
okay.
your abilities, and it helps you
Good
set up
standpoint,
kills for your team.
Point.
And then from there, you can also get kills.
Alright.
Try to go Yuri. Try to go Yuri. Just go Yuri.
Hey,
Nice. Good
nice.
stagger. Good stagger.
Now,
Good.
get back up top. I want you to
Stagger.
get back up top there. Okay, maybe a bit less because the enemies are now there, but still.
Kill the main hammer.
Now, go up there, contest
Try to
them.
go katana. Katana on
Dead,
point.
dead.
Katana's over here, I think. Katana's like, out.
Yeah, good.
Katana's up here.
Stay up here.
There.
Watch out, Tilo.
Killed Lurpy.
Okay,
Killed Lurpy.
that chasing that kill made sense because they were low health and
Going
also
right now, going down,
they
going
were
down.
keeping the katana alive, which the katana being the
Katana's over
or
here.
On the
The,
main hammer.
VIP, I suppose, or yeah, the most dangerous enemy for Ace specifically and for the enemy team. Preventing him from being able to work.
Now
As you
lock it
can
on
see here, he has to spend all this time to either go around or
Point. Lock
to,
out. Coming on point. Watch
Yeah.
out for katana coming in.
he spent all that time trying to get his health up and stalling, and it's, all it meant is that
They're
it was
dead.
all for nothing because he just got 2-tapped by Ace.
Yuri.
Watch out for Yuri. Someone's in the house.
Need help, need help.
Start speeding.
Nothing
Dead,
nice.
dead.
Hey,
They're coming from the side.
I'm on the hammer.
ooh, fantastic collateral, and he shut down an
Nice.
ultimate.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Watch out. They
That was
still will have time to
fantastic.
counteract. It was a
Gosh.
little bit early.
Are we running?
Also,
Kill Yuri. Okay.
I know they're called remixes. I'm gonna
Okay.
call them ultimates for anybody who doesn't play this game
This-
and is interested because
Spawn
it's
over here.
just
This one over here.
that.
It's
Come
loud.
over here. Crap.
Okay. That was a moment where you probably should
Katana
have
got me.
moved once you realized that they were all spawning up there.
Hammer's dead.
Because yet again, paintball gun, precision weapon that wants to go for 1v1 duels or set up kills for other people. It is not a horde clear option.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Oh, I could have
Shit, fail,
fucking
fail,
got
fail,
that.
fail, fail.
Okay.
We have another
They're all
one.
low.
Only
but,
one on point. Oh, fuck.
Alright.
Yuri low. Yuri low. They're so low. They're so low. They're so low. We can
Is
win
he
this. We
playing very aggressive here? Yes, but this
can win
is
this.
over.
Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
And being there to line
watch
up
out.
to get quick kick damage and if not kills with
Try to
it
get
is
Lurpy,
really
try to get Lurpy.
important here.
6 Rubies have. Good. Shit,
Nice.
And as long as nobody,
Nice.
there we go.
Nice.
Good job.
Good shit.
Alrighty, not
Let me try
bad.
to spawn.
Okay, thoughts on that game? Pretty good. You were definitely playing well. This map was a bit more suited to how you play and everything. However, this is kind of what I was noticing with the shotgun player from the last video, and also something I've noticed a lot with Project Remix players is a tendency to like go off the script from what your loadout benefits from the most, which makes sense. It happens that sometimes there are moments where you need to put yourself in fights, or you end up in fights that don't really suit your loadout. However, if you have the option to control when you do, you might as well try and go for it as much as you can. And that is what I kind of saw, but also didn't really
Most likely
see
try to
much
spawn
of.
over here.
Spawn. If they take too long to spawn, one of you spawn in.
All right. So they're
I-
walking on
okay.
Raceway,
Walk
which
on in.
is
Walk out
pretty
in.
even map. There is
They destroyed
cover,
it.
but there's also high ground. There's a
Try to
good
hit him,
mix
please.
of
Grenade
both.
launcher?
So.
I'm going.
Lippy low, Lippy half.
This is good. He's
Oh
flanking,
my God,
trying to
I'm on the
take
hammer.
down.
Oh my god.
Katana low, Katana low.
Slurpee dead.
Katana
Slurpee
very
dead,
low.
Slurpee dead.
Katana dead.
Alright.
Kill it. Kill it.
I need
Kill
help.
it. Kill the hammer.
Okay.
Dead.
Try to get Yuri. Nice.
Playing this close
Dead, dead,
is
dead.
Nice. That's
Nice.
nice.
decent. It's not the best, but really this is the first fight of the game, which is usually a
Nice.
mess, and it's a very like just like kind of like,
Beautiful.
whatever brawl.
Beautiful.
So
Let's go under.
Let's spawn over there. Let's
makes
spawn over
sense.
there.
you could flagpole up this. You could teleport up to this roof, and it would give you a really good position. Okay, this is
Keep
a
up
bit
the
too
pressure.
aggressive.
Keep up the pressure. Keep up
But,
the pressure.
Lock out, lock out, lock out.
He is.
Keep me up.
Low, dead.
I'm on the grenade launcher. Actually, I'm on 6 Lippy. I lied.
Alright.
Oh, I'm dead.
Slurpee dead.
Oh, I got you, I got you, I
Alright,
got you, I got you.
I'm getting out. I'm getting out. I'm getting out.
Crap.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yuri killed me.
Yuri.
Yeah, this is.
Watch out for Yuri. Watch out
You were playing a bit
for Yuri.
too close.
Yuri's
Admittedly, you were
putting
trying to
smoke
go for a
bomb.
kill, but
We're up 6. We're up 6. We're good.
was there maybe a better? Maybe the bridge up here could have been a better.
Keep up the
position.
pressure. Climb kills.
Try to get tank. Tank.
All right. Fantastic assist.
Kata-
Swoops in.
Katana?
Lippy
Katana?
Shuts down all their abilities.
Katana. They have no charge. They have no dashes. They have no dashes right now. They're very
I'm
low.
on him.
Alrighty.
I'm on him. You're dead.
Hey, nice.
Dead, dead,
And you
dead,
set
dead.
up a kill for your
Okay,
teammates.
guys,
Fantastic.
I am not doing this. Hold on. I cannot get up. I don't know really know how to
Alright.
get up. I'm not gonna lie.
We're good. We're good. We're good.
Oh, you have to hold the space bar. I think you spam the space bar.
Alright, this is good. This is a good position. Okay, this is less. You don't want to be
Did
this
you just
close.
find out how to climb? I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Yeah.
What?
A little bit.
Alright. That little like
What is
overhang thing.
Slurpee
is a
doing?
good
What is-
position though.
Slurpee. Get Yuri.
I thought
Get
it
Yuri.
was spam
Get Yuri.
space bar. I'm not even joking.
Nice.
I thought it was spam.
We so win this, dude. They can't.
Oh shit. Can I go katana? I don't want to fucking. I'm sick.
Ace is right. They are winning this by a large
I just want to
margin,
play
but then again,
katana. I've been wanting to play katana.
Oh, I need help.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Oh shit! I
ahead.
got Faye. I got Faye. I got Faye.
Oh, they fucking
Faye,
immediately.
where are you? Where are you? I don't know where you're at.
Oh shit.
yet again, not the best positioning. Like, I know you want to throw a lockout box when you can, but A, lockout box doesn't have that much gravity. You can just kind of anticipate and chuck it farther than you think. And two, also, if you die less, you'll have more and better opportunities to throw lockout boxes, which means that what I'm basically saying is that you should be standing up here in this section here where they can't really shoot you. You get free damage on them. You can shoot the people behind them because you're at an angle, and anyone trying to flank you, like, A, exposes themselves, and B, there's a separation between you and your team. So even if you die, they can't just immediately, the katana specifically, can't immediately go and chase down your team. They have to drop down and find and locate your teammates, which buys your team a bit of time to either escape, shoot back, ambush, like counter ambush them, etc., etc. So, yet again, not the world's best position. Not
Just
great
back up.
positioning, but
They have
your
variant
team has enough of
No.
a lead that you
Veil's
don't really need it.
off. Veil right off. I can't speak.
Nice.
Oh, you're in heli?
Alright.
Dead. I got 3. Nice. Nice. Look at this.
Okay, yeah. This, you have a
Oh, it's
curious
Katanas?
habit of portaling in to drop a lockout box, then walking back out,
Little-
which
Katana's
is
slow.
clever. I see why you do it. If you're gonna do that, try and aim the portal in the air if you can, or to like a piece of geometry above the person, because you can see with the katana, they kind of just take the portal to escape the lockout box, which means not only have you used up your, you've used up lockout box for nothing, and you've used up your mobility option. Not only have those two things happen, but now the person has chased you through your mobility option, and now so you're now out of resources, and they're just ready to kill you, and they're not even debuffed from lockout. So yeah, just
I'm on the grenade launch.
be a bit more mindful.
Grenade launcher, yeah. Nice. Watch out, watch out.
Oh shit! Watch out, bladed 2-2.
We're good, we're good, we're good. Arcadian, I'm coming to help you.
I need help.
Oh, he got
Crap.
Oh shit! I can't.
he got a
Yeah, nice.
throw on his head.
We're still up. We're fine. Just played.
Yeah, bro, we're
Yeah, he's
fine.
We're
his
fine.
team is 18 kills up. That's
There's
kind of
a-
insane.
Okay, cool, there's a
Fire,
Tammy.
so fire.
Oh, nice.
Guard is huge.
Nice.
Yuri's back on ETD.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Yuri's back on ETD. Just
Oh.
so you know.
Final duel, we win. We win.
Alrighty.
We win.
GG. Final duel.
Oh, GG.
Oh, it feels.
Okay, so from what I understand about Scrim's rules, if you trigger Final Duel, the team that triggers it, so the team that had a majority of kills to trigger the Mercy Rule effect wins. And they've won 3 games in a row, so that's it. Alrighty. Final points, because I have been talking for how long now? An hour, my god. Okay, overall, from what I've seen, Ace, I'm going to be talking third person here because it's easier. Ace, very good PBG overall, quite skilled player. Solid aim, knows how to coordinate with the team, knows how to prioritize targets, and has a good knowledge of movement tech, which lets him use slower weapons like minigun and paintball gun and stuff like that to better effect to get around, to chase kills, or to reposition, stuff like that. However, his loadout usage it's pretty good. He has like funny, they're not like meta / optimized loadouts, but they are very strong loadouts. However, either because he hasn't used them enough, or because he's still playing as if it were just a standard or a different loadout and everything, he tends to play in ways that don't benefit the weapon, or he doesn't fully adapt his playstyle to how the weapons work. Case in point, like we saw this a bit earlier with the minigun, where he was playing very like, there were a lot of times where he was playing frontline minigun, or he was like trying to chase down the katana, or pressuring a target at range, or like trying to like face tank their flanker katana, or their ETD, who was feeling a bit ambitious and everything. And except the thing is that he had a mobility build for minigun, which means that he was basically more or less throwing all of the benefits of his loadout out of the window, and he just had he was throwing all of the benefits out of his window to take a fight that was now no longer in his favor by varying degrees or varying percentages. And then we also saw this with the lockout box paintball gun loadouts, where there were a lot of moments he did very well. He used lockout box to great effect to either secure a kill, help his team, prevent someone from escaping, clear off a point and everything. But there were also a lot of moments where that didn't really happen, and he either used lockout box super aggressively, where basically he was focusing too much on lockout box, as I was saying before about the portal and lockout box walk back out thing, where is it clever? Yes. Can it give like a big burst, like a big surprise burst of power in a fight? Yes. But most of the time, in these tournament matches, people are skilled enough to the point where they know what to expect. And once they see a lockout box, or once they see a portal over, they're just gonna walk through the portal, because the chance that someone that the thing on the portal is worse than the thing that the chance that situation on the other side of the portal is worse than the situation they're currently in is very low. And especially if they know that you're the person with the portals and everything, it's actually more beneficial for them to go through the portal to then take you out, because you're playing paintball gun, weapon that tends to struggle when it's up close, which you will be because you just took the portal and they take it right after you, so you don't have time to make distance. And you've thrown away your lockout box, which means that they have all, if not most of their abilities to work with, and now you just have your gun and all of your abilities on cooldown. And then maybe your ultimate, but even then you have to use an ultimate, which then has further repercussions on your team and the chances of winning and everything. And honestly, trying to play a more like Overwatch, haha, very funny, but like actually what I'm referring to as Overwatch is like actual, like the military concept of Overwatch, which is basically just kind of like set up kills for your team is mostly what you're doing, which is basically, to give you a quick comparison, let's say there is an enemy in this vaguely square-shaped object here. Let's say there's an enemy standing here, and then he has his allies in these spots right here and everything. Okay, so let's say it's 2 enemies. The tank, and then their damage and everything. Instead of Ace being right here, which is with the rest of his team in the enemy's line of fire, if they have a flanker, he's exposed. If they use an area damage effect, he's exposed and very vulnerable and everything. Instead of playing like this, where higher chance of him getting killed, but also much higher chance of him dying or having to use up team healing, team resources, and stuff like that. Instead, he sits up here in this little thing here. Now, does this mean he's most likely going to get less kills because they'll just run away through the thing where he can't see them, or the barrier shield, which like blocks this I cannot do perspective angles, which blocks this and everything, makes it harder for prevents him from actually hitting these people. Yes, however, in those windows in the windows of opportunity where he can hit targets and he can throw lockout boxes and everything, it's actually much more beneficial to his team because he can hit targets that the team can't see because the barrier shield is down or at an angle that doesn't block him. He can throw lockout boxes at a better angle and everything. He can pressure the tank shield with zero repercussions because the tank is using Banhammer. They can't shoot him back. They can't shoot him at all. And if they try and throw a hammer at him and everything, he can just walk away like to the health pack over here, or he can kind of just walk backwards, heal, and then walk back in at zero cost. And whereas if he was here in this section here, this would be a possible opportunity for the enemy team's divers to just run in, kill him, kill the rest of the team, and then they've lost the fight and everything and stuff like that. And even the thing is that if the tank has to use the catapult on Ace while he's up here and everything, that means he can't use it on the tank of Ace's team, or on the DPS of Ace's team, or on the support of Ace's team, which means that suddenly he's used up a cooldown and he's dropped his shield to pull this off, which means that it might give, because of this, if Ace dodges the hammer, he might be able to get hit on this guy here, which that suddenly brings him to half health. This guy has to throw a barrier shield it again, but in doing so, he's given an opportunity for Ace to throw out a lockout box. Ace throws down the lockout box, boom, suddenly no more barrier shield. Suddenly this guy is exposed, and he's either trying to run for healing, or he was relying on the barrier shield. Suddenly, the rest of his team can kind of just, shoot this guy a lot, and then proceed to shoot the tank, and then everybody else here, and then they basically win the fight. Which means that the loadout that Ace is running is less kill friendly. He has to sacrifice kills to make it work. He's sacrificing survivability, ability to chase down kills, secure kills, which sounds similar, but yeah. So he's giving up a bit of that. He's giving up a bit of individual playmaking ability and stuff like that. But instead, he's empowering his team a lot more, and overall, he's if he puts himself in situations where he's out of the fight and he can kind of just fire freely on the enemy team in a quote-unquote Overwatch position and everything, especially with lockout box, he can get much more value by doing so because his team doesn't have to, he's not using up team resources, he's not using up team attention, and his teammates have one less person to worry about. And in exchange for that independence, he can reward the team with a lot more value from lockout, a lot more more picks, more damage on high health targets, or the ability to secure low health targets who are running away and stuff like that. Which so far that's honestly the main point, is just be aware that sometimes you have to sacrifice a bit of your own potential success to further the success of a team. And admittedly, that's kind of just what you have to do for this game, is that kills are nice and all, being the top scorer is flashy and all, but in the end of the day, it's the win that matters. And if you have to give up all of your kills, if you have to sacrifice all of the chances for the cool clips and everything to be able to get the win, this isn't referring to Ace anymore. This is just kind of general theory. If you have to make those sacrifices for the team to be able to win, it's best to do so, because eventually you will get those moments to do those flashy clips and everything, but you manage to do those flashy clips without having to sacrifice your team, without having to have your support die for you, or have a DPS lose a fight that they surely would have won if you had been there to support them instead of chasing a low health target, stuff like that. Because life works best as a team. You do things together, and the best way to succeed is together, and that's why it is a team-based game and it's not a free-for-all game. Although free-for-all scrim matches would be very funny, but that's a thought for another day. Anyways, thank you all for watching and for making it through this video. Please comment below what you think about the little modified Yo's avatar. I think with the clipboard and megaphone, it keeps the style of the old one, but it keeps the humor of the robot, but it still has the old style. Yeah, and let me know anything else. If you want to get your gameplay reviewed for pretty much any game, let me know down in the comments below, or you can book a session with me through Medify, which is also in the link below. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later. Ciao!